What if everything you knew about war, diplomacy, and governmental power was just the surface? What if, beneath that surface, was something they didn't want you to see?
Hi. I'm here to talk to you about something that affects every one of us. Truth, accountability, and the right to know. And what I'm talking to you today about is not a product, it's a platform. And that platform is called Wikileaks. And it's changing the very way that we understand power.
It should come as no surprise that for decades, governments and corporations have hidden vital information from the public. This information covers wars, surveillance, violations to human rights, and most notably, significant global corruption.
And then came along Wikileaks, a platform driven by whistleblowers, designed to publish leaked documents from various governments across the world to expose what the public deserves to know. And they didn't just talk about transparency, folks, no. They delivered it. Various and numerous documents and war records from atrocities committed by national governments seated in high positions of power, published for the public's viewing. They were not safe from their secrets.
When WikiLeaks released the Collateral Murder video, the world saw the reality of the Iraq War, unfiltered. It wasn't propaganda, it was raw footage of real people caught in the crossfire. And because of this video, a long overdue conversation about military ethics and civilian safety was forced into the conversation. And now a word from a man with expert knowledge in how democracies function.
WikiLeaks challenges power structures by making them accountable to the people. It's a vital function in a democracy.
Their publication of diplomatic cables revealed significant behind-the-scenes decisions that affected each and every one of us, whether we knew it or not, as well as international relations and local lives, leading to major political reforms across various nations. And an extreme increased public pressure across the world for governments to do what is right and simply tell their people what's going on. It's not that complicated, and yet the governments decided to play hard to get. They decided to play hard to get, and they shifted the focus. What did they shift the focus to? They shifted the focus onto how WikiLeaks got these sources and why it's dangerous. Thousands of potential agents of these governments, covers blown, now dead, or so they like to think. Because there has not been a single documented incident of an agent being revealed by WikiLeaks that lost their life.
WikiLeaks didn't just expose truth. It helped inspire change in regions where repression once went unchallenged.
Yes, transparency comes with risk, but so does silence. And the ethical question one must ask themselves isn't whether secrets exist. Of course they do. Everyone has secrets. It's whether the public has the right to know when those secrets hide wrongdoing. So no, WikiLeaks, it's not perfect. No institution is. But in a world where truth is often buried and secrets are sold like the highest form of currency, WikiLeaks helps dig it up. Because the truth matters. And not only does it matter, so does your right to know about it. We all value truth. We all want to live in a just and a transparent world. But when the pursuit of truth ignores responsibilities, the consequences can be devastating. This is the story of Wikileaks, not just as a platform for justice, but as a source of real-world harm.
Since its founding, Wikileaks has released millions of documents, many of them without any redactions. These aren't just files. These are names, locations, and strategies, often belonging to people in active conflict zones, various diplomatic positions, and extremely vulnerable opposition groups.
Some of the leak exposed the identities of the individuals working within the U.S. forces. Within Iraq and Afghanistan, these people weren't war criminals. They were translators. They were helping these U.S. forces. And after those leaks, they became targets themselves.
In its effort to reveal everything, WikiLeaks made no distinction between corrupt officials and innocent civilians that just happened to be caught in the crossfire. In journalism, context and caution are essential. And WikiLeaks, well, they often chose volume over verification, exposure over empathy, if you would, releasing hundreds of thousands of documents, most of which putting many lives at risk. Because you see, diplomatic cables are more than just gossip. They're the lifelines of international cooperation. The Cablegate release didn't just embarrass world leaders. It undermined sensitive negotiations, strained alliances, and in some cases, jeopardized peace efforts in extremely volatile regions across the world.
I support transparency, but not at the cost of human life. When leaks go unchecked, the damage isn't theoretical, it's personal.
And then there's the question of ethics. WikiLeaks often presented itself as a neutral platform, but critics point to a lack of editorial oversight, claiming selective publishing and even potential foreign influence in some of its leaks.
Transparency should serve the public, rather not be weaponized to serve political interests. And when platforms such as WikiLeaks are used in an effort to destabilize elections, or at the very least fuel extremism, we must ask, who's really benefiting from these truths being released? Information, at its bare bones, is power. But with that power comes great responsibility, as Voltaire said. Whistleblowing is without a doubt a phenomenal and vital tool for democracy. But this reckless, willy-nilly dumping of unfiltered data into the public sphere moves away from whistleblowing. It becomes pure recklessness, putting all of this data for anyone to see, including the people who needed to be kept away from it. Transparency matters, albeit it must be sought after with care. Because without accountability, WikiLeaks risks becoming just what it claims to oppose: a force that puts lives at risk, inadvertently destabilizes democracies, and ends up hiding behind that shield of disclosure. Because how we reveal the truth is nonetheless less important as it is that what we reveal.